Yes, all the very best of luck with that. Now then, Bilbo Baggins' epic adventure continues this Christmas as the second part of Peter Jackson's Hobbit film trilogy hits our screens.
The Desolation of Smaug reunites Bilbo, Gandalf and the King of the Dwarves, Thorin, played by actor Richard Armitage, who joins us on the sofa this morning. Now, before we speak to him, let's see him in action.
If you awaken that beast, it will destroy us all.
You can listen to this naysayer, but I promise you this. If we succeed, all will share in the wealth of the mountain. You will have enough gold to rebuild Escaroth 10 times over!
And Richard joins us now. Good to see you. As you walked in at 6'3", I couldn't help but think, how did someone ever want to cast you as a dwarf?
I know, that was my question to Peter when we first met. And
Really?
it's interesting, I forget how small he is until I see the movie, and small body, big voice.
Yeah, and they were making hard work for themselves to have to make everyone else look taller than you, weren't they?
Yeah, I think the inspiration behind it was that when we're reduced by the camera, they don't want us to look like children. They sort of want us to look like warriors. So hiring big actors was part of that plan.
But presumably you had to do some special training to know how a person of that size would walk, talk, react, etc., etc.
We did. We had what was called a dwarf boot camp, which involved boots, and it was a little bit camp at times.
Mine boggles. So.
What on earth went on there?
We did all kinds of tricks and things. We sort of worked with weight belts on because Terry Notary, who was our movement director, described dwarves as having balls of steel, which meant they have a very low centre of gravity.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And I bet you did with all that kit on, did you?
Yeah, I mean,
this is an example of it here, mini example.
That's actual size. That's how big Thorin is in real life.
So, what does it entail? The costume?
There's a
prosthetics, of course.
Prosthetics on the face, obviously a wig. There's a muscle suit in my case and a fat suit in other cases, and then layers of costume. So we were carrying about 25 kilos of weight, which is like a rucksack with 4 bricks in it. So
because I understand that you often buy a lot of your costumes to wear in real life. I'm assuming you didn't with that one.
No, I think that's I wouldn't be able to get away with walking around with that costume.
It's the second part of the trilogy. I've seen it, and I didn't see the first part. And I've got to say, I thought it was great because I thought I'd feel like I'd literally come in the middle of a movie. But they've done it so well, you haven't you? So, what's in store then?
Well, you really, I mean, you hit the ground running with this movie. It's fast and it gets faster towards the end. You meet some great new characters: Beorn, Thranduil, Bard the Bowman, the Master of Lake Town, and of course Smaug the Dragon, which has been talked about since 1937 in the book, and we finally get to see him in his full glory.
Because the last film ended just with the eye popping out, didn't it?
And you see a little bit more than that eye.
It's really impressive.
And the other bit of training I read about was you sort of swanning around in empty wine barrels in deep water for very long periods of time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a sequence which was shot in lots of different locations. We shot on the Pelorus River, which was one of the most beautiful locations in New Zealand. And then we came into the studio and we worked on what was effectively a fairground ride powered by V8 engines. And then Flintstone barrels with where you could pedal yourself. So lots of different pieces that came together to put a sort of mid-movie climax, I suppose.
And you were in there for a long time, unable to even go for a pee.
Well, peeing was one of
No, it was in the research.
No, there was a debate as to who was peeing in their barrel and who wasn't.
Oh my God. There's a great cast in this, isn't there? But one of the big, I think, attractions is the set itself, is New Zealand. I mean, it's extraordinary, the scenes, aren't they? You fell in love with the country, didn't you?
I really did. I visited so many different amazing places, and I feel like it's one of the last havens on the globe that it's at the back of your mind that you could always escape there. It's almost another character in the movie. It's so beautiful and pristine.
Yeah.
Really I must say I had the same impression. You turn every corner, every frame is a Rembrandt. It's absolutely beautiful.
It takes your breath away. It really
stunning
does.
place. Well, the movie is opening next week.
Yeah, next Friday the 13th.
Look forward to it. Thanks very much.
Lucky for some, hopefully for you.
Thank
yes,
you.
very good indeed. Thanks very much indeed.
Weather's a big story again this morning. Of course, here's Alex with all the details.
Hello, good morning. As we've been hearing, the last 24 hours have been pretty...